Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll recap an exciting win for the Ferris State football team, and we'll preview the start of the 2015-2016 Bulldog men's and women's basketball seasons. But first, we'll start with Bulldog football and joined by head coach Tony Annese. And Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Happy to be here, Rob.
Congratulations. A decisive 70-19 win on the road over Lake Erie. Talk about this past Saturday's performance.
Yeah, I give our guys a lot of credit. We've been to Ohio now, I think it's 8 or 9 straight times with victories. We talked about that last night, that, we've really traveled well. And it's not always easy, going on the road and playing in an environment where there's not a lot of hoopla, a lot of fanfare. It's hard, but I told them to, create their internal excitement, and they did a nice job.
As we go to some of the highlights from the game, 23rd straight regular season win, 12th straight road win. You talked about that performance on the road and got off to a great start. Yeah,
we wanted to start fast. Obviously, they've got a running back that's, he's one of the best running backs in the nation. So we were concerned going in. We wanted to start fast offensively, and we were able to take our first possession. They deferred, gave us the ball, and Jason here knocks one out for a lot of yards. And so we were able to score on our first possession and our second possession. Our defense really arrived early in the game and shut them out. And so we were able to get a good lead, which was important.
How nice was it to see your offense really bounce back after the 4 turnovers the week before?
Yeah, it's kind of been a work in progress with trying to get in the plus. We're -1 now, which still is a little frustrating for a good team, but a lot better than being -4 from the week before.
Antonio Eggers with a reception here down the sideline, and he's been a big key for you as one of those skill positions.
Yeah, our ball was really distributed a lot of guys, so Antonio had a good game. Jahan had a good early game. Shaq had 2 touchdowns. Lamp had 2 touchdowns. Malik Taylor showed up. Jamel Lockett. So we had a lot of guys. Robert Thomas played well, I thought. And then 2 quarterbacks played well, and 3 quarterbacks scored, so I was pleased by that.
Shakur Sanders with the reception right at the goal line. You went to him once. He was able to get it that second time.
Yeah. Jason, those were checks down by the goal, and when we get Jason to do that and with confidence, it's really good because Shaq's really good around the goal.
You mentioned Jason here in the second quarter. We'll see him pulled, and didn't see a whole lot of action from that point on.
Yeah, actually, this is his last play of the game, and he's had the Ohio Dominican, the record-breaking game, and then the Michigan Tech national champion, national televised game, and so he had a lot of pressure, and he's had to carry the ball probably more than we like. So we roll with Trevor early. Trevor hasn't, he's been here since I've been here, so 4 years. He hasn't had this many reps with our first string, and that's important to know that, you got a guy that can do those kind of things, and he was really sharp.
Nick Huckabee with the defensive interception here. You were able to force some turnovers, and again, the defense over the last 3 or 4 games has played really well.
Yeah, we've had a short field. Our defense has been really good, and that's been the difference this year compared to last. I think our defense, since the Finley game, has really been probably the strength of our team.
Talk about how important it was to get some of these younger guys like Trevor Birmingham and some of the other players some reps, some big-time reps here in the second
half. It goes
half.
on and on with the guys that had chances to play in this game and showed up. I mentioned Malik Taylor already, mentioned Trevor, Robert Thomas III, Zach Sealer. We got a bunch of guys that had a lot of opportunities to play, and it's really great for morale, and it really builds our depth, which is important.
Trevor Birmingham with the touchdown run there. He had a couple touchdown runs on the ground, threw one in the air, and really helped continue the scoring column for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we had 63 there through 3 quarters. We were able to get a lot of yards, and here David Churchwell gets a second interception of the game, which is huge. And so we did a nice job of creating turnovers, getting guys to really execute a system. Trevor can fling it around. He was 10 for 12. Very efficient in the past game, so that was awesome.
Able to get Landon Grove, another quarterback, into the end zone here for his first collegiate touchdown.
Yeah, Landon was excited. You're going to see it now, but I think our team, on the sidelines was, they were even more excited. It was awesome to have Landon score there at the end.
70-19 Bulldog victory. Now you move ahead as you go back on the road to Northern Michigan. Talk about this week's challenge playing inside the Superior Dome.
I don't worry so much about how we'll play in the Superior Dome. I just worry about how they play in the Superior Dome. They've only lost 1 game there this year. It was to Ashland in in a really close game. Came down to the wire, and Ashland obviously is an undefeated team. So Northern Michigan shows up strong at home, and they're making a lot of progress. Coach O has really done a nice job of developing that program, and they think they can beat us, and so we got to go there and play great.
The Bulldogs at this point of the season ranked first in the terms of the super regional rankings. A couple weeks left here in the regular season. Talk about the potential playoff scenarios. What needs to happen here for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, we're focused. I talked to guys last night. We're focused on the GLIAC championship. The playoff situation, it'll take care of itself. I'm not looking at regional rankings. I'm not worried about where we stack up against another opponent. I just, at this point in time, you really got to finish the things you have control over to finish, and that's Northern Michigan. If we're fortunate enough to beat them, we got one more at home against Walsh, and then they'll let us know who we're playing in the playoffs if we're that lucky to get in.
Time of the year where the awards start coming in, and Jason Vanderlaan with another big award last week, one of the 12 finalists for the Campbell Trophy, not only honoring his accomplishments on the field, but also in the classroom.
Yeah, this is not just Division II. This is all divisions of college football, mostly Division I guys. And here, Jason Vanderlaan shows up on this list as the Scholar Athlete of the Year for all of college football. And so he gets to go to New York City with a nice banquet and be a part of that banquet, and they'll select who wins it. But as of now, I think, what was it, $18,000? He earned an $18,000 postgraduate scholarship, and it could be even more if he wins that. And God knows with him, potentially he could be the guy because it's the way it's worked for him.
Talk about how the Bulldogs have improved. What's been the biggest key here going as you move from early in the season to where you're at right now?
Well, I remember saying early in the season our team could be better than last year, but, it doesn't always equate into, wins and losses as far as better. But I think we've proven that we've got the skill level, the depth, which is critical to us. Cody Dingleday didn't play last week. Atu Kandali hasn't played in a few weeks. It goes on and on with guys. Dawsey didn't play, so it goes on and on with guys that potentially might be out, but guys that we just plug in, and so. That's the key to success. Is our depth is a lot better than it's been over the course of the last 4 years, and then our guys are playing really hard, particularly on defense. Our defense is playing hard. Our run stopping ability has been extraordinary all year, and hopefully that persists on Saturday.
I know this Saturday at Northern Michigan, but then you come back Senior Day the following Saturday against Walsh University on November 14th. What will it mean to honor these seniors on their final home game?
Well, it's just been, we got some seniors that, whoa, when I came in here a couple of years, it's like, okay, senior goes, you can feel sad about it, but now it's going to be like losing a loved one, for God's sakes. A couple of these seniors now have been with me for so long, and the whole time I've been here, and so guys that have been just so critically important for us to create the environment and the culture that we wanted to create when we got here. So they've been such a big part of it. It's going to be a hard deal, and hopefully we have a game after that, so we don't have to say goodbye on that day, because that would be very sad.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the win. Best of luck as you travel to Marquette this weekend.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.